What is something you refuse to buy the cheap version of? Scotch tape. The knockoff brands won't stick to anything. Won't stick to anything with the exception of itself. From the makers of Saran Wrap. Art supplies. No way in hell am I using those crusty AF markers that are already dry and those colored pencils that break after 2 uses and barely make a mark on the paper. Rosette crayons. Gag. The school where I teach used to get yearly donations of dozens of Rosette crayon 24 packs, but obviously no one would use them. Finally, someone had the balls to tell the org donating that the Rosettes were going to waste and to just get fewer packs of Crayola. They complied and it's been wonderful ever since. Carpic markers or bust, seriously. For alcohol markers, you've got Carpic Sketch at the very top, a wide gap, many mid-tier brands, and then a ton of garbage. You might get lucky with a garbage set, but Carpic markers are the only ones that will last you a lifetime, thanks to replaceable nibs and refillable ink. Anything I'll be using for an extended period of time, hours in succession, sewer bed, PC, clothes, chair etc. Monitor. Good God, when I took out the old X230 and turned it on, I almost cried. I played over 100 hours of Dark Souls with keyboard and mouse on that tiny, horrible screen. My neck, my back, my PSY and my crack and my eyes are more important than some money I have to pay once. LMAO, my PSY and my crack caught me off guard. Coats for cold weather. Going to add boots to this. Travel nurses follow the money, which usually means Minnesota, New York, or Maine in January. I try so hard not to laugh when I hear them say I paid $40 for these waterproof boots and my feet are soaked and freezing. Oh honey, good warm, waterproof boots are $90 minimum and worth every penny. Bought a $100 pair of waterproof boots 10 years ago to use in Wisconsin winters, and they have just now started to leave my socks wet, and it's my fault. Because I've done zero maintenance of them. Don't skimp on boots and winter coats, people. Condoms, helmets, defense attorneys, these should come as a package deal. Computer power supplies, bang. Yeah, that 750 volt power supply I had didn't last long. What are you using a 750 volt power supply for? Winter gear, the expensive stuff will last a long time. Tires, recently failed at this. Bought cheap tires that don't do well in the snow. My grandpa told me you don't cheap out on anything that goes underneath you. Tires, mattress, shoes, hookers, footwear and bedding. You spend so much time in both that it should be comfy. My mom used to tell me, never skimp on things that go between you and the ground. Footwear, sock and shoes, bedding, home and camping equipment, tires. If you work at a desk, your chair is an important one as well. As my gran says, buy she, buy twice. Gran is wise. A customer friendly version I used to use is, buy it nice, or buy it twice. Maple syrup, make your own. 20 times the effort and you still only end up with a half liter and it's runny. What? Too good for vaguely maple flavored plasticized corn syrup? Yes. Yes you are. Everyone is. Even me. And I'm garbage. The difference is so night and day that I'd much rather have store brand toaster waffles with real maple syrup over fancy restaurant Belgian waffles with the cheap syrup. Bed sheets and bras. Yes, on the bras. I hope people are finding in the blog that goes along with it. Such a great resource. With a super cool measurement calculator and lots of info on how our different shapes go towards different styles. For sure on the bras. I have quite a big chest and was wearing cheap bras for years that didn't fit properly. Since 2015 I have been getting them all from one particular specialty shop. They are not cheap but the quality is great. They fit like a glove and they are gorgeous. Wasn't aware of how crucial bras are for women until I started reading Reddit comments. Read this story about a girl who always had issues with bras being uncomfortable since her mother bought the same for all women in her house. They go to a shop and she gets measured. Turns out she was a bit larger than a C-cup. So she gets a bra that fits perfectly. Her mother goes, "What? You think you're special or something with a C-cup? You get to be like everyone else," and I don't want to hear any disrespect. Finding a good fitting bra is small miracle. Finding a good looking one, jackpot. Yes, on the bed sheets. I once seen this set of 1,000 count sheets for the low cost of $20. They ripped as I put them on my mattress. You know what never ripped? My flannel. LMAO. Don't buy cheap sheets. The prime range for thread count is about 400-600 threads per inch. At 1000, the threads have to be so thin that they are really weak and tear easily, for no discernible improvement in comfort over 600. In places with real heavy winters, you can't buy cheap coats and sweaters. I always save up for nice turtlenecks. You lose a lot of heat in the neck. You effing serious with that turtleneck, bud? No such thing as bad weather when you have good clothes. Condoms. That will save you literally $250,000, at least, or $450 if you act sooner than that. Also make sure you know your size, and that condom size is mostly based on girth, not length. The one size fits all concept is a myth. To loosen you risk slip off. To tighten your risk breakage. Plus sex is a lot more pleasurable with a properly fitting condom. Bras and underwear. Although I don't go out of my way to get expensive brands, I don't check the price tags when shopping. If it's comfortable, I buy it, and several pairs. Toilet paper. I literally cannot afford to pay my bills RN, but the last time I bought cheap toilet paper it legit made my A bleed lol. I can't do that with the expensive stuff. Tampons. I don't use tampons, but along those same lines I'll never use any other pad besides Always Infinity. No leaks. They hold for hours, and it feels like there's nothing there instead of a giant wad of cotton. Me too. I've tried so many different brands of pads, but the first time I used Always Infinity was a life-changing experience. It's the only pad I've used that holds for longer than 2 hours, but also doesn't feel like a diaper. The only problem I've had with it is that I can sometimes hear it when I walk, so sometimes I have to stop and adjust, but otherwise it is by far my favorite brand. So happy to find someone else who likes them too. As my mom says, buy the good tampons. Anything to make your period suck less is worth it. She's so right. I'm not sticking cardboard up my hoo-ha if I don't have to. I buy the cheap ones, since they are for my girlfriend and not me. Just kidding. I don't have a girlfriend. You can still buy them if you want. From this thread, I learned I should buy the expensive version of everything. Running shoes. Don't go cheap, but you can buy last year's models on a discount. Not just last year's models, but I also keep an eye out for the ridiculous colors or boring white versions. If plain white or hot pink saves me, I'm all for it. Oh, definitely. Not sure where I heard it originally, but a rule I live by: never cheap out on things that's job is to be between yourself and the ground. Sheets, beds, chairs, tires, etc. That sounds like a solid rule. My partner and I bought our first expensive mattress last year and I never thought it would make such a difference. It improved my sleep quality so much. I've stayed in a nice hotel since then and actually missed our mattress back home. Doesn't cure my sleep issues, but they are much more comfortable now. Just received a new pair of Brooks Adrenaline GTS 21 today. I replace every 400 miles to avoid knee and shin injuries. My dad somehow managed to become a wear tester for Brooks and got sent like 4 pairs to test for free in like 1 year. Headphones. If you get a good one, you will never regret it. You will if you go down that damn rabbit hole and spend lots of money. I have some Sennheiser HD 599s. They're very nice. Haven't gone down a rabbit hole yet though. Hopefully someday I have enough money to go down those kinds of spending sprees. Lol. I've had a $100 pair of grade OSR 80s for 15 plus years. Had many different earbuds and headphones since, but I still break these out for serious listening. Also great for movies and games. Outdoor backpacking equipment. Good quality equipment could potentially save your life. Bad quality equipment could be a potential death sentence. Q-tips for when I go to a hotel. Man, I hate the cheap Q-tips. The ones that bend the instant you pick them up. No thanks. Why just for a hotel? Yeah, I'm so curious what people are using Q-tips for in hotels, or in general. Really, I don't think I've bought them in years. Toilet paper. Single ply toilet paper, helping you get in touch with your inner self. Dissolves instantly after absorbing a single drop of water. Work boots. Yes, after several years of buying a new crappy pair every year, we got my husband Red Wings late 2019. Already had them resold once, but that was $100 I didn't have to spend on another pair of Wolverine or cat boots. My husband only wears Red Wings, and he has to get them custom because his feet are weirdly wide. They cost about $350 a pop, but it's so worth it to him since he wears them literally every day. Terry Pratchett has entered the chat. I'm glad we've reached the point where that quote is so well known because it really rings true. I get a free pair of steel caps from work every year. Of course they are the cheapest shittiest quality that can meet the required standards. Always go out and buy my own. A couple $100 is a good price to pay for comfort and support when you're on your feet all day. Yeah, my first pair were from Walmart. My second pair were a decent set of Wolverines, but I wore those out in less than a year. My third pair I splurged and got a nice pair of Red Wings. Those Red Wings are worth every penny. Life is too short, anything but the best. Hello IROT. I just looked up IROT expecting to find a high quality brand. Now I'm doubly disappointed by 1. Not getting a good tea recommendation, and 2. Being reminded that my wife didn't like Avatar enough for us to stick with it. Delectable tea or deadly poison? Almost all art writing supplies. I use expensive pens and mechanical pencils on a daily basis. The difference is uncanny. When I have other work to do, I use natural brushes and the best paper I can get my hands on. When I started out I tried to save some money by buying cheap things. Paint, pens, pencils, lead, paper, and had to go to the store once or twice a month because something I had broke or didn't work properly. My last mechanical pencil lasted 5 years because I lost it when renovating my studio. I am also a firm believer that the better the materials and tools, the better the results. Even if it's all in your mind, you will perform better at the end of it. Tires and brakes. Tattoos. Good tattoos and cheap tattoos and good. What does your tattoo mean? I was 18 and had $20 lying around. Truth story. This kid in high school decided to give himself a tattoo with a lighter and a ballpoint pen. LMAO. Did it work though? Pillows. My back and neck are FED from my service time. I constantly had a locked up upper back and neck and had to go to the chiropractor multiple times per month until I bought a Gemini pillow. 150-ish. And oh my god, this is what it feels like to live without neck pain. I'll never buy a normal retail pillow again. I have tried a crazy amount of pillows. My personal preference is shredded latex. That was my nickname in college. My coffee. Gotta have the good stuff. When Bonnie goes shopping, she buys this is some serious gourmet I know how good it tastes. I'm the one who buys it. Okay, I buy the gourmet expensive stuff because when I drink it, I wanna taste it. Toilet paper, tools, DI tools, electronic tools, etc. Protective equipment, mountain biking, motorcycle riding, skateboarding, skiing. Life is too short to put up with John Wayne paper. It's rough, it's tough, and it don't take off nobody. For tools I have a thing. I'll buy the cheapest I can find. If I use it enough to wear it out, then I'll buy a better quality one. Animal food. I always research what's best and try to get that for my pets. Besides treating your pets with good care, quality food will save you both a lot of money and vets and the potential heartbreak of losing your little friend to a health problem caused by crap food over the years. Shampoo, conditioner. Anyone with even slightly longer hair who's tried both cheap and salon will tell you there's a noticeable difference. Cheez-It crackers. No generic brand stands up to it, and I've had too much disappointment in my life finding that fact out the hard way. Booze. I don't go for the really expensive stuff, but if you are going to harm yourself, at least do it with something you like. I used to not like whiskey or gin until I tried good whiskey and gin, and now I like them both. There is a big difference between an $8 bottle of crap and $70 bottle of booze. If you aren't drinking for quantity, buy quality. Same with tequila. Had only tried Jose Cuervo until I was at a Mexican restaurant and they had flights of tequila. I really appreciate the taste of good tequila. It's like going between good gins. Electronics. If I have to buy a TV or any other piece of tech, I like spending a little extra because generally they last longer and the quality is better. This isn't always the case, but I've never had any major issue with any electronics that I've bought. Electronics are weird because no matter what you buy, it will quickly become outdated. Outdated, sure, but longevity of the device itself is what you are looking for. A 55-inch 4K TV is going to last many years without needing to be upgraded. For instance, but if the device dies in 2, you're forced to purchase a new one regardless. Sushi. Cheese, especially Parmesan, LPT, use Parmesan cheese in your grits to make people think you can cook. Dawn dish detergent, only Dawn Platinum dark blue dish soap, duck yeah. After I started using Dawn Platinum nothing else seemed effective enough. Esp with the baby duck on the label. If it's good enough for baby ducks it's good enough for me. Blackout curtains. Bread. Worcestershire sauce. Laundry detergent. Used to buy the cheap stuff thinking I was saving money but I was simply wasting it. They're so watered down. Don't clean as effectively as the name brand. And there's no lingering scent of detergent that I prefer. I like Tide and Persil. Sausages. There's such a difference in quality between the cheap and nasties and the pricey ones. Every bite should have meat in it. Anything electrical. Paying less is not worth a house fire. Cheez-It crackers. Cheese nips are gross. Vanilla extract. I bake a lot, and I refuse to buy that fake artificial crap even though it's honestly the same taste at the end of the day and you can barely tell the difference. You notice it less in stuff that goes in the oven. Imitation versus extract in a frosting, night and day. Ketchup Heinz girl here. Eater thank you kind strangers for the awards. Heinz ketchup or Whataburger ketchup, only. My husband keeps buying generic. I may have to divorce him. Horse semen. If I'm gonna breed my horses, I'm gonna use the best. If you want me to breed the horses I can do it for free. This guy breeds. Drugs. If you're going to do them, get the good stuff. Skincare products. Sodas. I've tried several of the store brand Dr. Pepper, but none of them compare to the real thing. Same thing with Coke.